Hello. Welcome on back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Today is a very special day because you are looking at the newly appointed One Size Beauty Global Brand Ambassador. Ooh, that has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? So what better way to kick off this partnership than to create one of my most requested makeup looks, bridal makeup. I really want to lean in today and share the best performance-driven techniques and products to use so that your makeup is lasting all day on your most special day. So without further ado, if you want to learn how I created this look right here, then keep on watching. To begin, I'm using the One Size Beauty HydroSculpt Moisturizer, taking a few pumps and warming it into the palm of my hands before pressing it into Shay's skin. I love starting here because it gives the skin hydration and comfort without ever feeling greasy, which is, especially important when you want makeup to sit beautifully for hours. Next, I'm moving into the prep, set, and lock technique, starting with primer, and today I'm layering 3 because each one serves a very specific purpose. The first one I'm using here is the Secure the Blur Primer, which I'm concentrating through the center of the face, across the forehead and cheek area, anywhere where I want to instantly smooth texture and soften pores and create that perfected surface. Next, I'm going in here with the Secure the Sweat Primer, focusing this where heat and movement usually become an issue. So around the hairline, above the lip, and anywhere else a bride is expected to, sweat, especially if it's an outdoor ceremony or, a long night of dancing on the dance floor. This helps keep that area looking controlled and fresh throughout the day. And lastly, I'm using their Oil Sucker Extreme Mattifying Primer. I always shake this first really well, then apply the smallest amount right where oil tends to come through first. So usually around the nose and center of the face. This is a very, very high performance formula. So you need a very little, but it immediately brings down shine and gives that extreme control where it matters most. Now moving right along to a foundation, I'm only going to use a pump or 2 because bridal makeup photographs best when you build in thin layers rather than, starting too heavy. This first layer is really just to even out the complexion and perfect the skin, and then I use a sponge to press everything in so the finish stays seamless and natural. Next, I'm moving into cream dimension, using a cream bronzer to bring warmth and shape back into the face. I'm placing it through the cheekbones, around the perimeter of the forehead there, and lightly along the jawline, keeping everything soft so it enhances the structure without looking overly sculpted. Then I head back in with a sponge and continue pressing everything into the skin. This step makes a huge difference because it removes excess product and helps every layer melt together so nothing ever, sits heavily on the surface, if that makes sense. For concealer, I'm concentrating most of the product through the inner under eye there, keeping the tone only slightly brighter than her skin. For bridal makeup nowadays, I usually avoid going too light because it can start to look disconnected in person and in photography. Then whatever remains goes through the center of the face, down the nose, cupid's bow, chin, and forehead, just enough to softly lift those areas. A lot of brides right now are asking for skin that feels radiant and polished and effortless, so I'm keeping everything very controlled and intentional, adding only what the skin actually needs rather than overloading it. But one thing brides almost never want to skip is, of course, blush. I always like to begin with a cream formula first because it gives that natural flush underneath powder and helps the color last longer throughout the day. Before moving into powder, I'm using the Powder Melt Glass Setting Spray to bring back hydration, help everything settle together, and support that smooth overall blend before we move into the setting phase. Now, what that entails is picking up the Ultimate Blur Setting Powder and using this to lock the complexion into place. With a small eyeshadow brush, I just kind of press a light amount beneath the eyes just to secure the concealer without making the under eye look dry or overly matte. It gives that immediate blur while keeping the skin looking fresh, and it photographs really beautifully because there's no flashback with this formula. Then I work the powder into a puff and I press it into the rest of the face, focusing on the areas where I want extra longevity and shine control. Now here's one of my favorite tricks, is picking up a deeper tone of the Bouclé silk powder, really using the top of the compact to work that pigment into the bristles of the brush before dusting this onto the same areas we had applied the cream bronzer. Because this is a finishing powder though, it adds tone in such a refined way. It's never heavy, it's never, it's never obvious. It's just such a beautiful, soft warmth that still looks like skin. At this stage, I'll go back in with a little more of our translucent powder using that baking technique, especially on bridal makeup, because strategic baking can help reinforce longevity and softly lift the face without ever looking heavy if done correctly. Moving right along to the eye makeup, I'm keeping this very timeless, which is what most brides are kind of gravitating towards today. A soft, neutral brown that isn't too warm, it's not too cool, it's just kind of washed through the lid and lower lash line to create a polished, elegant, timeless look. I do like a little bit of glam, so I'm going to use this Point Made gel eyeliner pencil to tightline the upper lash line and softly sketch along the outer edge before diffusing it out with an angled brush. This gives definition, but keeps it soft at the same time. Now, a really important step here is then layering on the Point Made liquid eyeliner directly on top. This is going to deepen the lash line, give it a true black finish, and because it's waterproof, it's going to hold up beautifully throughout the day. Then I just soften the edge here with a touch of black shadow so the liner still feels effortless rather than too sharp. For mascara, I am using their legendary Fantasize mascara, working from the root to the tip on both top and bottom lashes, before adding a few individual clusters. Then we'll return to the complexion and remove that excess baking powder, leaving behind a flawless finish. Now for lips, I mixed together a custom tone for her, as I do with most of my brides, using a liquid lipstick formula to trace the lip shape first. As I've said for years, I've always loved a liquid lipstick for bridal work because you have that true option to customize the shade, and it of course gives you that longevity and precision. And then for the center of the lip, I bring out that subtle dimension by using a slightly lighter tone of the same formula. Then, this wouldn't be a Spencer lip combo if it wasn't finished off with some clear gloss for that fuller, more luminous finish. And then heading back to our Bouclé silk powder in a lighter tone, this is what I call my magic eraser. This is my final complexion refinement step, just softening any shine or hot spots and making sure everything looks perfected from every angle. Now to finish the full prep set and lock technique, I'm using both setting sprays together. First, the powder melt glass setting spray to melt the powders into the skin, soften any of that powdery finish we make it, and of course, bring back that healthy sheen. Then is when I follow up with the Until Dawn Mattifying waterproof setting spray to really lock everything in. So really for any bride, this duo is a must-have because one is about perfecting the finish and the other gives you the extra hold that keeps everything performing beautifully all day on your most special day. And this combination right here is what makes for the perfect final step and how I created this bridal makeup look on our naturally beautiful model. There we have it, kids. I hope you all enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, be sure to give this video a big old thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can also check out more of my work on my Instagram at Painted by Spencer. And until next time, I'll see you soon.